Good evening and welcome to the very special playoff edition of the Wildcat Sports Network. Conference play is over and our Wildcats are now on the road to the state championship. And their first stop is right here at home against the number 6 seed out of the 7A Central, Little Rock Central. We have a big time show lined up for you with Coach Wood talking about the big win against Fayetteville. Special guest and our very own voice of the Wildcats is stopping by, plus Coach Wood talks Little Rock Central. All of this leading up to the much anticipated playoff hype video. This is one episode you won't want to miss. It's Friday, November 15th, 2019. The Wildcat Sports Network starts right now.
Across the middle, has a man open. Right up the middle. He's going to catch it on the left-hand side. He's got a first down. That's a touchdown. Har-Ber Wildcats. Looking to the corner. He's got a man open. Touchdown. Har-Ber Wildcats.
Joining us in the studio is none other than Gabe Baker. Gabe, last Friday your team had a huge win against Fayetteville. How big was this for your team?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I mean, the battle was for the 3 seed. And so we knew if we won that game, it was an automatic 3 seed for us. And then from there, I mean, we were just amped to play them. I mean, the preparation that whole week, anytime you're going against like a rival school like that, it was huge because it meant a lot to us, just the fact that they were Fayetteville. But the biggest reason was the 3 seed.
You've now won 3 games in a row. How much confidence does it give your team knowing that you're kind of peaking at the right time going into playoffs?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, the whole offseason, one of the things that we kept on reiterating, the leadership council kind of came up with it, and then we had the credos were kind of built last year. It was called Finish. As we talked about it all the time. And so, in like a broader sense, like the season, like winning the last 3 games is exactly what we want to do. We want to kind of like we had like a train. We want to build that steam and just plow through right into the playoffs.
And talk about your defense and the improvements you feel like you've made throughout the season.
Yeah, well, you mean like me personally?
You and just your defense. How do you
for
think,
sure. Yeah, well, I mean, a big thing just from like Pulaski, like week 0, the details matter a ton, especially in the 7A West. The teams you're going to go up against, and even some of our week 1 or week 2 games that were like non-conference games. When you're playing against bigger schools that are just have a big talent pool, like the smallest things from a linebacker standpoint, from like your read step to like being able, like play recognition is really big because a lot of offenses like to misdirect lots of different things and move guys around. So that was the biggest thing for me, was the details matter a lot. And then defense as a whole, we learned how to rally, which is a big deal. If you go back and look at the film, so many times we would just like let the play happen and then guys would just kind of watch it. And then we quickly nipped that in the bud, and now guys fly around to the ball, and we're all kind of one unit.
Yeah. Now tonight you will face off against Little Rock Central from film. What can we expect out of these Tigers?
Yeah, well, they run the sugar huddle, which is they get like 5 yards in a huddle. They get a play from the sideline. They kind of mill around, and then within 3 seconds they snap the ball. And they average doing that about 6 games throughout the season. It's against some of the bigger powerhouses like Conway and that Central Conference, North Little Rock. They tried not to do it. But they go fast. They're very tempo driven. That's going like the 3 seconds was the average, and they want to get wide. They realize that they can't run up in the middle against us, so that's going to be what they're going to try to do.
Now, what have you and your defense been doing to prepare for Little Rock Central?
Yeah, well, I mean, tempo is the biggest thing for us. So all practice, everything's been quick, everything. From the minute we start to our tackling circuits and our drills to when we go to group and team, we don't want to practice slow because then we'll play slow. Yeah.
How much will it mean having tonight's game at home, knowing it will most likely be your last game as a senior at Wildcat Stadium?
Yeah, I might shed a tear with that one. It's crazy. It's been an awesome 3 years. I'm amped, and I'm really excited for tonight. And for me, it's just like I think about all the other games, and I think about the memories. I think for Har-Ber, like football, what it's done for me, and like getting a chance to play one more game, like I want to win it so bad. And not really for myself, but like for the coaches and the fans up in the stands, so I'm pumped.
That's awesome. Gabe, thanks for joining us and good luck tonight. Let's take another quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we bring you a special look at our Silver Stars and the state dance competition that they were in this past Saturday. WCSN will be right back.
Catering provided by Domino's.
Come
see the largest pre-owned inventory in Northwest Arkansas.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it in McClarty Daniel Country. With 800 pre-owned vehicles at 6 giant locations in Bentonville and Springdale, there's something for everyone. Plus,
At McClarty Daniel, you're protected.
drive worry-free for 7 years or 200,000 miles with the MD Pre-Owned Advantage. And when it's time to sell your car, we're ready to buy it, even if you don't buy from us. Have you visited McClarty Daniel Country yet?
Visit us online at mcclartydaniel.com.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
For WCSN, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
No, you gotta own it. You gotta be like, for WCSN, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
For WCSN, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
No, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
Okay, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
You get better.
Yeah, but don't you think I should add like some...
Ow! Red, yellow card.
Is she gonna be okay?
Yeah, they always do this.
Okay, so you said, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
Yeah, just
no.
One more time.
But don't you think that I should add something like, that's the way the cookie crumbles, or, ooh, okay, good one. I could say something like,
No, just one more time.
Okay, for WCSN, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
Much better.
Welcome back. Here with us now is Wildcat offensive lineman Blake Gibson. Blake, your team is coming off a good win over Fayetteville High School. Tell us some of the things you felt like your team did well in that game, as well as some areas of improvement.
I mean, I thought we did well as keeping the tempo up, not giving up, and just striving on. I mean, we had a couple turnovers, we had a fumble, some bad communication on the front side of everything. I mean, but once we got going and got our communication down and everything we needed, everything just stuck on track and kept on working.
Yeah, and it was a very tight game at halftime where your team did come away with the win in the fourth quarter. From my perspective, it felt like you almost wore those D linemen down in the fourth quarter. What do you think changed at halftime for you guys in order to get that win?
I mean, one thing with our group is we never quit. We're known for that. People know us for that. We're not the biggest, we're not the strongest, we're not the most athletic, but we keep pounding them in the head and they'll end up giving up like most teams do. And that's what you just got to do to be able to be a good football team.
Now tonight will be your first playoff game of the year. Tell us about Little Rock Central and the film you've seen from them this season.
I mean, Little Rock Central is they're strong, they're an athletic group. I mean, they're well coached, they do everything right that they should be. So we just got to come out and keep our heads on and do assignment football.
Now, as a leader on this team and someone who got a lot of good playing time last year, how do you keep you guys focused on this game and help them not to look ahead to the next game, potentially where they could play North Little Rock if they win tonight?
I mean, Coach Wood told us something in practice this week. You play 4 quarters to get more 4 quarters. Mm-hmm. So we just got to keep that mindset. This week is all about this week, and then next week's all about next week. We can't worry ahead, and we got to just keep on pace and do our job.
Now, it'll most likely be your team's last home game of this year. How big will it be having this game at Wildcat Stadium in front of what will probably be a huge crowd?
I mean, having a game at Wildcat Stadium is always fun. You got the student section, you got the band, you got the cheer and dance, you got all the parents and everybody gets involved, and when everything goes right, everybody's clicking, everybody's doing what they're supposed to be and getting us hyped. So that's always a great thing, playing there.
Yeah, for sure. Blake, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Last Friday night, it seemed like our team was finally clicking on all cylinders, just in time for the state playoffs. I was standing by to capture their progress and give a little insight as to why this team may just take a state championship, the first in over 10 years. Here's the story. Throughout the course of the season, the Wildcats have been through it all. From giving up 84 points their first game at Pulaski Academy, to losing to the eventual conference champion Bentonville Tigers, to surviving at Van Buren and then finishing the conference season by only allowing 6 points against a good Fayetteville Bulldogs team, these Wildcats are ready for whatever obstacle that comes their way this postseason.
The biggest thing, I guess, really, from the first game to week 10, we've had several people come through and play different positions, and really the only guys have been leaving and going to offense some. They've been coming back and playing a different position or different role on defense. So just getting those guys calmed down, getting them settled into their roles.
We've just been communicating more. We started off, we were sloppy the first game. No, we didn't play perfect in all 3 aspects, is what Coach Wood preaches to us and what we kind of developed in our team, and our communication has been really good this game, and we shut them down.
For the Wildcats, they've improved tremendously from day one. And with Friday night's win over Fayetteville, this may be just what the Cats need to get rolling.
Winning this game is just helps us a lot, gives us the confidence to go back into the playoffs, and especially with the student session coming out tonight and then back at home next week for the playoffs, it'll help a lot.
It's great momentum. We got the 3 seed tonight, clinched that. So with those 3 wins, it shows that maybe our whole team's coming together. So we're playing as one unit instead of just a defensive unit and just offense. And we're coming together and rallying behind each other to win.
As a team, these Wildcats are finally putting the pieces together in order to be ready for the playoffs, and they've learned a lot from each and every game.
Even through the Bentonville and that West stretch where we weren't necessarily as a team focused all the way through, but we were getting better defensively. We kind of had it, didn't do what we were supposed to do necessarily against Van Buren, but we've been getting better every week, and everybody got more solid about what their focus is supposed to be.
I think just keeping our heads high and not letting things get to us. The student section has helped a lot. This band has helped a lot, and I think all those things are key factors in to help this team. And I think just keeping our heads high and just rolling on and keeping our confidence up is going to help us a lot.
With 3 straight wins, the Wildcats are on a roll, and with momentum on their side, it'll be hard for any team to stop these Wildcats from making a deep playoff run. For WCSN, I'm Nick Luttrell. Kickoff is just minutes away. Be sure to stay tuned as Har-Ber and Little Rock Central face off in the first round of the state playoffs. Changing gears, our men's and women's basketball teams have both been completely revamped with second-year women's basketball head coach Kimberly Jenkins and new men's head coach Tommy Deffenbaugh. This year is already shaping up to be an exciting one. Last Saturday night was the annual Har-Ber Hoops, and Jules Wildcat was standing by to bring you an introduction as to what we can expect from the men's program this year. Here's the story.
As the 2019 football season begins to wind down, basketball is just starting to pick up. And with new head coach Tommy Deffenbaugh, the changes made to the program are looking to strip everything down and go back to the basics.
Well, it's been a lot different this year because we have a better team atmosphere. Like, our team chemistry is a lot better this year. With us having a lot of seniors, it really makes for us building on what we had last year and just trying to better ourselves and get better over the summer since we had a bunch of guys coming back and just blending. He's done a really good job of blending our talent that we've got.
He's brought a lot more discipline to the program. Past couple of years we've had a lot of problems, but this year everybody's locked in, we're focused, and he expects the most out of his seniors. Coach Deffenbaugh, anytime we mess up, he's like, "You're a senior." So there's a lot of expectation for us as a senior class.
With 11 returning seniors, Coach Deffenbaugh is taking a new approach to the Wildcat game, with influences from 1994, Razorback style of 40 minutes of hell.
I hope a lot of excitement, fast pace, up tempo, a lot of defense. I believe in that. It's kind of been my philosophy through my whole career. Guys I've either played for or coached with defensively, that's how you really dictate tempo. And really more times than not, that's how you win a lot of games on the road as well as home. So hopefully up-tempo style and a toughness man-to-man defense that we're kind of always relentless anytime you come into our gym here at Har-Ber.
With second-year head coach Kimberly Jenkins, Coach Deffenbaugh joins the ranks to completely revamp the basketball program. And for these seniors, the one thing that remains is the same highly sought-after state championship.
We have a lot of seniors, so I feel like we can make a deep playoff run. Really want to win conference outright, and like I said, just make a deep playoff run and do as much as we can, have the best senior year that we can.
I'm one of those, I like to undersell, so I hope we play hard, okay? I hope we come out and we execute, we're fundamentally sound, we're fun to watch, and we just get after people. I never like to say how many wins and losses. All that will take care of itself if you do the little things right. And so that's what kind of our slogan is. That's what we always talk about, trying to do the little things right because that'll take care of the big things.
The basketball season has already begun, and conference play begins January 7th. You can always count on our WCSN team to be there for all live event coverage. Be sure to tune into our men's and women's teams as they make their run for a state title. For WCSN, I'm Jules Wildcat.
The conference season tips off January 7th. Be sure to stay up to date with the Wildcat Sports Network as we will be bringing you all the live coverage. Right now, we're going to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. Up next, special guest, the voice of the Wildcats himself, Donald Tucker, will be joining us in the studio. WCSN will be right back.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
At Jimmy John's, we want your sandwich to arrive freaky fresh. So we only deliver within 5 minutes of our stores. And not farther.
He's new.
Order at jimmyjohns.com. Because sandwich.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
Here at Har-Ber, athletes make things run much smoother. Need a runner.
2 seconds slower than the last time, Chris. Come on.
Welcome back. In the studio is a voice that needs no introduction, but you may not see his face as much. The voice of the Wildcats, Donald Tucker. Donald, thanks for taking your time to be here tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Now tonight our Wildcats begin the state playoffs as the regular season came to a close last week. Let's recap the season so far. The Wildcats start out the season in Little Rock, 0 week, lose 84-68. How much do you think the Cats have grown from this game?
Tremendously. Especially on the defensive side of the ball, they did great. There wasn't really a defense there that showed up that game, obviously with 84 points, but the very next week, they gained a lot of ground. They showed up, they shut out. The next game is a huge improvement for the Cats, especially on defense.
Yeah. Now, a team that the Wildcats could potentially see down the road in the semifinals, the Bentonville Tigers. Har-Ber held their own with the Tigers, but couldn't get the win in their first conference game of the season. If the Cats do get their shot again at Bentonville, do you think things would be different this time around?
Tremendously. Basically, from my perspective, the Cats beat the Cats when they played the Tigers. A lot of turnovers. They gave them every reason in the world to win the game. The Wildcats did. And the next time we play each other, it's going to be a different game.
I agree with that. And then, of course, last Friday night, the big win over Fayetteville. First time since 2015, Har-Ber has beat the Bulldogs. How big was this game to give them momentum into the playoffs?
Yeah, anytime you beat Fayetteville, it creates momentum. I mean, that's a huge rivalry. It's a rivalry back 4,000 years ago when I played. So when you go to Fayetteville, to Harmon Field, you beat a very talented Purple Dog team, very athletic, great coach. You beat them on their home turf. That creates a lot of momentum, and that's exactly what you need to do to go into the playoffs.
What player or position group do you think has improved the most throughout the season?
Yeah, that's a tough question. There's been a lot of, the thing I think that Har-Ber's been successful at is improving week after week, at every position, whether it's the O-line, whether it's the defense, the running backs, all the way around. Everybody's matured every single week, exactly what coach has asked them to do. I think that's kind of been the secret to their success as they've gone on, as they've gotten better and better and better. So it's really hard to single out any position group. But if I had to, I would say defense has probably made the biggest gains because they've tightened up their game. They're pitching shutouts. They're doing a great job against talented teams. Lost some close games, but they were close. And that's all you can ask of your defense is to keep it close at least, so the offense can do their job. So I think probably the defense has done the most improvement overall.
Donald, it's safe to say you've been around for quite a while. As far as talent goes, where do you think this team stands among the 14-year history of Wildcat football?
Yeah, they're up there. No doubt about it. They have, the great thing about it is right now they have the opportunity to be one of the best. If they play their game, they play Wildcat football, they do their schemes, their responsibilities, they could go all the way to the state championship and potentially win a state championship and put them on a pedestal with an 09 team. 09 team was super talented, at all aspects. They were great. This team could be the same way.
Now tonight, the Wildcats will take on Little Rock Central, the 6th seed out of the 7A Central. What do you think is the key to winning tonight's game?
I think the key is, without a doubt, is the Cats not beat themselves. They do their job, they do their responsibilities, no personal fouls, no penalties, no turnovers. They do that. The rest of the stuff will take care of themselves.
Now let's think dream lineup. Coach Wood gives you the reins. Who'd you have in what positions for their first offensive possession?
Yeah, no, hands down, I love the way they have it set up now. You have Wood out on the split. In the slot, you got Burns. The other side, you got Micah Seawood, then you got Arrington McRae, and then you put Torrance Farmer in the backfield, led by Blaze Witchin. I mean, that's an all-star offensive backfield. Then you got the big boys up front, just plowing rows and let these guys run through them. You know, one of the things I saw last week or 2 weeks ago was Torrance Farmer pushing on one of his offensive linemen as he's plowing forward in the field. I love that. You know, teamwork, working together instead of just one guy running off and trying to make it on his own. That's my dream lineup is what we have right now.
Now tonight, what is your score prediction between the Cats and the Tigers?
42-24.
42-24?
Yep.
Cats win?
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Now you've seen a lot of incredible plays all season long by the Wildcats. Can you name a few that are most memorable to you?
Yeah, just last week, you know, when a Boyd over his shoulder, one-handed, left-handed catch. I don't know if he's right-handed or left-handed. I can't even comb my hair left-handed, but he does this one-handed catch out of bounds, big play. I love that one. I like seeing Burns go over the top for a touchdown against PA. That was exciting. Witchin, you know, scrambling, trying to get, you know, whatever, puts the team on his shoulder, breaks like 6 or 7 tackles, and then throws the ball for a touchdown. Like, those are plays that stick out to me. You know, Liam Taylor, 95 yards against Van Buren, running. I mean, plays like that, you'll probably never forget those. Those guys will never forget those.
Yeah. Donald, thanks for joining us. And on that note, a perfect segue into the piece produced by our WCSN team, this year's Har-Ber Football Top 10. Let's take a look.
Har-Ber Football Top 10.
Number 10.
Peyton Henderson was the one injured. Needed help getting off the field. Witchin sends it downfield back to Burns.
Boom.
Touchdown, Har-Ber Wildcat.
Number 9.
To the top, to the bottom. Chops back, looks to the left. He's going to be scrambling. Look out behind you.
Get that ball out. He did. He did.
Wildcats have the ball.
Yes.
Wildcats
Martinez.
first and 10 from the 26-yard line.
Number 8.
There's the snap, drops back, looks to the right, throws deep downfield. Intercepted. Liam Taylor crosses midfield, crosses the 40 through the 30, crosses the 20 to the top of the screen, the 10, the 5, and out of bounds at the 4-yard line. What an interception by Liam Taylor.
Number 7.
So Cats first and 10, Witchin back at shotgun, drops back, hands it to Burns. Burns throws it deep. What a catch by Hunter Wood.
Number 6.
Takes the snap, Witchin drops back, throws for Wood in the corner. He goes up. Touchdown! Touchdown, Har-Ber Wildcats.
Number 5.
Dazzle, they set us up. Secondary state. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Topher.
Oh,
he got it.
Number 4.
Jay Burns bouncing to the outside. He's on his horse.
Get up.
Over the top. Touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Number 3.
Turnovers and penalties both.
Liam Taylor now taking the ball at the 5-yard line. Lots of pursuit by Van Buren, but he cuts outfield. Oh, come on. There he goes. He's all the way. The 40. He's still going the 30. The 20. His speed, 10, 5. Touchdown. Har-Ber Wildcats. Liam Taylor to the house. A 95-yard touchdown.
Number 2.
Pitch it back. Pena behind him. Bowen and McRae to the right. For some room. Witchin is he throws it, and Bowen in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Har-Ber Wildcats.
Liam Taylor, the water bug, just juking around out there in the open area.
Number 1.
There's the snap, drops back. Look at Seawood downfield, on a beam. Oh, he catches it one-handed. That's Boyd. What a catch, one-handed.
Har-Ber Football Top 10.
There you have it, the top 10 plays from the 2019 football season. And believe me, there are a lot to sort through. Our WCSN team spends well over a combined 30 hours producing the show that you see right now. and we want to send out a special thanks to all those who are involved. Let's take one last quick commercial break. Stay right here. We have Coach Wood talk Little Rock Central, plus the much anticipated playoff hype video is coming up. The Wildcat Sports Network will be right back.
I thought I had it all. I was a captain of industry, a master of my domain. And then I learned that Jimmy John's only delivers 5 minutes from their stores to maximize freshness. I live 6 minutes away. Extra mayo. My entire life wasted.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
So, St. Matthews, his lightning fast speed.
No. He's got explosive speed.
Dude, he's lightning fast.
Sane, would you describe your speed as explosive or lightning fast? What? Dude, I'm telling you, he's explosive.
Lightning fast.
What's that? Lightning fast.
Lightning fast.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and here with us to bring this show to a close is Coach Wood. Coach, before we get started with Little Rock, your team capped off a huge win against Fayetteville. First time you guys beat them since 2010. It seems like the team is finally clicking on all cylinders. Is this where you want your team heading into the playoffs? And are you finally maxed at their potential?
Yeah, you keep pulling up stuff from the past, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good win Friday night, and to go into Fayetteville and win, I mean that's a daunting task. And over our history, we've been about a 500 team with each other, playing really well, compete the right way. You want to take that momentum carried over. Now, the big key is not resting, not slowing down with that energy, that passion, that focus. Because, I mean, you get out here in the playoffs, I mean, there's 12 teams in the state tournament. And one bad night, one night off, I mean, you're putting up equipment the following week. And, our sole focus right now is to get our seniors 4 more quarters, to extend our season into the next week. And to do that, we've got to be very disciplined in how we prepared this week. Our guys have done a good job. And you got to carry that into the game tonight and just be able to execute in all 3 phases.
Now tonight your team will go up against Little Rock Central in the first round of the state football playoffs, and what will likely be your team's last home game of the year. How big will it be having this game under the lights of Wildcat Stadium?
Well, anytime you can stay at home and play is special, and when you get to play at our place instead of our student section, our student section's done a fantastic job this year, and they'll continue to support. Our band does a great job in their support, our cheer and our dance. I mean, we've got a really good home atmosphere because of those 4 groups, and so to play at home, knowing you at least got one more game there is a special deal, and it's just you want to go out on the right note playing a home game.
Now, how can you keep your team focused on the game at hand without having them worry about what's coming next, a potential quarterfinal matchup against North Little Rock?
Well, I mean, really, next week's really irrelevant if you don't focus on tonight. And this Little Rock Central, they're good. They're a good group. I mean, they're sound. They're coached well. They play hard. They're athletic. And so, anytime you look ahead at this time of the year, you're setting yourself up for failure. And really, all that matters to us is playing really 4 good quarters tonight, win this game. We'll worry about next week when it gets here.
Now, talk about this Little Rock Central team. What can you tell us about them?
Well, offensively, I mean, they really put them guys in a situation to be successful. A little bit of wing T look, a little under center. They'll get in some shotgun. They try to get you to the corners, use their speed, their athleticism. Defensively, they base out of a 3 front as well. Play really sound. I mean, bring a little bit of pressure, a little bit of cover 3, man free. What really stands out to me is the discipline and just the execution and how they perform each and every rep, and they do a really nice job.
Lastly, Coach, what our Wildcats need to do to walk away with a win tonight?
Well, I mean, turnovers going to be huge. Can't turn the ball over. Got to get out to a fast start. We can't start off slow and go through the motions and then at halftime try to make adjustments and come back. And then you got to win in kicking game. You've got to be very sound in the kicking game at this point in the year.
Coach, thanks for joining us and good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
Has a man open, right up the middle. He's got a catch on the left-hand side. He's got a first down. That's a touchdown. Har-Ber Wildcats. to the corner. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Har-Ber Wildcat.